hey, and thank you for clicking play. I'm going to do something we haven't done in a long time. It's a pickups video. Reason I haven't done one in a while is because I've kind of slowed down on my collecting, and also I didn't want to get into the trap of pickups videos and feeling the need to have stuff to show. So what I'm going to show you is it's a mixture of old and new. Well, newish, as new as I would get. And it's stuff that some of the stuff I have had for a long time. I just haven't had an opportunity to really share it or felt the need. In fact, one of the items, I can't remember if I showed it to you or not. So if I have, I do apologise. Okay, but first of all, why do I have this tower of beige behind me? So these are two things I picked up. One was last year, mid to late last year, and the other one was earlier this year. Both from the same place. Not going to say where I'm getting these from, because basically it's a place that occasionally they'll have old PCs. I asked them what happens to those if they take them on board, and they said basically they go into landfill. So I said, look, anything beige, give me a call. I may or may not be interested in it. Worst case, it still goes into landfill. Best case, it might be something I can take off your hands. So the top one, first and foremost, is the first one they gave me. They sold me this for $20, and it's a Gateway 2000 machine. So there you go, and it's got what stickers? It's a Celeron, according to that, and Windows 98 was on it at some point. And in the drive, there's a copy of Indianapolis 500. So what am I going to do with these? I'll do a video about each of them when I have time, and then I'll pass them on for whatever I got them for. So this one at some point I will pass on to somebody in the Perth community for $20. So let's get that out of the way, because it's bloody heavy and a bit too big to leave on the table. And then the next one, they gave me this one for free. And is there an operating system sticker on it? No. So no idea what's on it. The interesting thing is that a DVD or a CD drive? Because that might help us age it. That is a CD drive. It's not even a DVD drive. And the interesting thing, and they told me this when they rang me up to tell me they had it in, is it's got a Windows Explorer logo on it. So I don't know much about that at all. So yeah, I'll do a video on that one. Let's put this one over this side. And now let's reorientate you, shall we? If I do that and do that, we can get a bit more cosy. Oof, and blurry. And I haven't even been drinking. Okay, about there. Thanks for joining me. Thanks for following me with on that little trip. So let's get into it. This is a thing I'm not sure if I'd showed you before, so I do apologise. Picked this up at a local charity shop for $6. A boxed RoboFire PC joystick. Haven't tested it. Didn't have one of these back in the day. I just thought, well, it's better for me to pick it up, and then, you know, at one of the meets I'll probably put it on the buy-sell table, to be honest. I don't really have a use for it. I probably won't bother doing a video about it, I don't think. Or maybe when I set up one of these two machines, I can use that. There we go. I can pair that, and then I can pass this on at a meet. Probably what I'll do with that. I'm going to... No, we'll leave that there. That's small enough to be on le table. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to zoom you in a tiny bit, because then that gives me infinite focus, basically. Okay, next. Yeah, we'll do those. Just a couple of things. Oh, did I show you that one before? I can't remember. Alien vs Predator on the Xbox 360. I apologise if I showed you that before. I actually can't remember. But what I don't think I've showed you at all, because it's too new, but I keep forgetting I've even bought this. I wanted it for ages, and I haven't even installed it on the PlayStation 4. And I haven't played it at all. It's Doom Eternal. So I really do need to get round to putting that in the drive, installing it and playing it. The problem with my PS4, the original edition, you don't really have much hard drive space, especially not after a few updates on the existing games. Yeah, really needs a terabyte drive thrown in it. Okay, another charity shop pickup. This one was quite recent, and I only picked it up because it's another PS4 game. MX, excuse me, MX versus ATV Supercross Encore. And I picked it up because it's still sealed. And that was like $3. $4. I tell a lie, it was $4. Still sealed. So hopefully it's a fun game. I don't know. The charity shops don't often have games worth picking up. But it was there, I grabbed it. Okay. Now, went on holiday down to a place on the sort of south coast of Western Australia called Albany. Really nice tourist spot, really nice little town. And there is this massive bric-a-brac shop. I wish I'd taken some photos, but these are DVDs, these are movies, just so you know. It's got into new ownership. Lovely young lady behind the counter, very helpful. The previous owners, they had so much stuff packed in. It was like a real rabbit warren, but in a good way. Like every nook and cranny, there was something new to look at, like old Ghetto Blasters, hi-fi stacks, books, comics, collectibles, knickknacks. Who knows? Never really saw any computer games there. Not something they were really into. Audio cassettes, tons of audio cassettes, vinyls. Oh, so much stuff. But the new owner, she's sort of sorting it out in a bit more of an organised way, and they're changing the kind of stock they hold a little bit. And I think it's going to take it places. I think it's going to be good for the store. And I thanked her because you know what it's like in charity shops. Nothing is in alphabetical order. I was browsing through the DVDs and they were in alphabetical order. You have no idea how much that helps somebody that just wants to have a quick look through to see if you've got something of interest. And when you do that, it pays off, because I picked up Tron. I'm not going to show you them in alphabetical order. Tron. And I wanted to pick this up for ages because I kept thinking we had it, and even my wife thought we had it. We kept looking through the DVD shelves, and we don't have Tron. We do now. Got Tron Legacy on Blu-ray, 3D edition. The only way I can watch 3D movies, though, is via the PSVR. I'll save that one for last. Next one was Ghostbusters. Gotta have Ghostbusters. Again, a movie I didn't actually have in my collection. Dave, can you pop round and do my stack for me? I'll do an Aussie barbecue for you. Just pop over, mate, from the UK. Not Dave from This Week in Retro. Dave, Retro Games played badly. He's very good at stacking. And although sometimes you cheat, because you put them that way, and then you stack them on top of each other, you cheating bugger. And then, had to pick this up, Barbarella. Again, had a nice chat to the girl behind the counter about, because she was familiar with it, so we're just having a bit of a chat about that. This is Queen of the Galaxy edition, so I didn't realise there's actually two different edits, and this is some jurisdictions actually have this as PG. There's seriously nothing dodgy, particularly. It's a bit of nudity, but yeah. Nothing much in it. There's nothing much in the full edit either. I don't know why this film was so controversial. Just a bit of fun. Watched that with the missus last night. Now, another film I kept thinking I had on the shelf, and again, so did my wife when we went through all the DVDs, realised we didn't have it, was this. So I bought this off eBay for $4 including postage. It's Ferris Bueller's Day Off. I've just noticed there's a slight bit of damage on the cover. But yeah. Gotta have that. So, happy with those. Now, the main reason, this is that the PCs, and what I'm about to show you, is the main reason I wanted to do a pickups video. So, similar to that bric-a-brac shop that I found in Albany, in fact, I knew about that one a few years ago. I was out today, I was on my way to Bunnings, that's the most Australian thing you can ever say. Bunnings is a hardware store over here. And I was on my way to Bunnings, and I had to take a detour because traffic was crap. And I found this shop. So this is on the town very close to where I live here. And And I'd never seen this shop before. I'll put some photos, and in fact, what was it called? I'll put some photos up for you. The shop was called Annie's Collective Wonderland. So this is in Midland, or Western Australia. And I couldn't really tell from the outside how big the store was. And you walk in and you go, okay, it's a nice quaint little store, there's some bits in there. And I went into this one back room, saw some items of interest, but I needed to find out how much they wanted for them. And then it goes into like this big warehouse out the back that you can also walk through, and it's freaking massive, and it just goes and goes and goes. Lots of stuff, again, sort of antique-y stuff, sort of knickknacks around the house, but also toys, original and reissues and modern. Lots of music stuff, vinyls, CDs, that kind of stuff. And computer games in a couple of different sections. The kind of shop you've got to look everywhere, every shelf, because you may just miss something that you might be interested in. So it's really nice. And as you'll see through the photos that I'm showing you, there was a collection of Microsoft Flight Simulator titles that they'd all just put in a display with a tabletop game in there as well. And then in the books and magazines section, that's where I found on a top shelf a heap of boxed PC games, big box PC games. So what did I pick up? Well, it gets a bit interesting, and I've done something I thought I'd never do. I've literally paid money for cardboard, but you'll understand why. Okay, so I picked up X-Wing versus TIE Fighter. There's a bit of a caveat coming up here though. X-Wing versus TIE Fighter. Still got its original polythene, but it has been opened. You can see that there. X-Wing versus TIE Fighter, big box. Okay. TIE Fighter, the collected, which one is this? Collector's CD-ROM edition. So it's not the floppy disk version, it's the CD-ROM edition. TIE Fighter. Gonna, you piece of, stop it. They're not gonna stay. Okay, whatever. And then Return to Castle Wolfenstein. Big box. You don't see this kind of stuff come up very often. Now, bit of a caveat. I went up to the counter and asked, this is the short version of the story, asked what they wanted for them, okay? And they had some others there, but I wasn't. These were the main ones I was interested in. I'll insert a photo of the other stuff and you'll probably go, you should have bought that, you should have bought that, you should have bought that. Anyway, so the answer came back, how much they want for them was $30 each. So I thought, okay, I might buy one, okay? And I said, but obviously I need to look in the boxes. So this is where it gets a bit unfortunate. It has the manuals in beautiful condition, and the box itself is in fantastic condition. The disc is missing. The CD is missing. Okay. Same goes for, no, that has the CD, but same goes for X-Wing versus TIE Fighter. The CD is missing. Okay. TIE Fighter has the CD, but there's not a lot in the box. I don't know what should have come with TIE Fighter or this edition, because I think they sort of pared back on what you get when they did the re-release on. But all it's got, so this does have the disc. Oh, do you know what? It has that. I didn't actually check that there is a disc in here. Yes, yes there is. Duh. How stupid was that? So maybe is there a bit of a manual in there? So that's what they did. So the manual is essentially in there. That's, yeah. It wasn't the same as the floppy disk version. And then you've also got a couple of other pamphlets in there. So that I think is fine. That is fine. I think that's essentially complete. Somebody will correct me. There we go, I'll show you better. So those are in there as well, and that as well. So for $30 Australian, so that's £15, I don't think that's too bad at all. I mean, it's in brilliant condition. I know you can't quite see from the other, but it is in brilliant condition. As are these other boxes, which is why I picked them up, because when we looked in them and found there were no discs, they gave me these two for $5 each, £2.50. Now, Return to Castle Wolfenstein, I actually have the DVD style case edition, so I've already got the game. So this really, for $5, that's fine for a shelf piece, and I already have a copy of the game anyway. So I'm actually happy with that. And similar here, so what I have is a CD it says X-Wing versus TIE Fighter, but is there a thing called X-Wing versus TIE Fighter Academy? Is that a thing? Because when I run it, and I never had this back in the day, but it doesn't seem to be a complete game with a campaign or anything. It seems to just be around multiplayer and training, I think. I haven't quite got my head around it, so... But anyway, I have a playable disc that could sit in here for now anyway. So there we go. Somebody let me know if there is a X-Wing versus TIE Fighter. I'll probably Google it, but yeah. So there we go. I am quite pleased, even though my stack is not stacking. Yeah, bit of an update there as to what's going on. Been very busy this year. Had family over from the UK and stuff like that, which is why you had a heap of high score challenges. But yeah, going forward, I still want to get creative using the original kit. I still need to do some of that before the end of the year. Still got a lot of the year to go, haven't we? But yeah, it's just been a bit manic, and it's going to be still going to be a bit manic going forwards. So we'll see what we can get out. Anyway, thank you for watching. Let me know in the comments what else I should have picked up from that shop based on the photos you see. And yeah, if you think it's worth buying cardboard with no game inside. And have you picked up anything as well? All right, catch you later.